Hey everybody, welcome back to my vlog. Really excited to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about Coda. Coda is a sweet little coming-of-age film that premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 2020 and ran away with the Academy Awards. And seeing it, it's easy to see why. It's a story about a child of deaf adults. That's what Coda stands for. But it is a universal theme that runs through all families. The dilemma between children pursuing their dreams, following their own individual path, the parents who want to hold on and hold close, and the love that connects them all, holding tight and letting go. This is a movie that impacted me deeply emotionally. And even though I am hearing, I could identify with a lot of the themes of connection, affection, and love, and separation, and the pain of parents who want to understand their child and just cannot. As a therapist, I'm going to highlight particular themes of family dynamics, attachment, and differentiation. I think Coda is the quintessential attachment, individuation, and differentiation movie. It shows Ruby first as a shy, introverted high school student who comes into her own, who finds her voice, and learns to believe that she has something worth singing for and singing about. Her own voice matters, she matters, and she begins to blossom into the world in terms of her creativity, in terms of her romantic love, in terms of her becoming a fine young woman. She learns to find her voice, to claim her own inner authority, and to follow her dreams even when it's scary. These amazing universal themes about shyness, about claiming oneself, about family love, about the way in which so many parents want to hold on dearly to their child, to include them always in their world, and sometimes there are places and spaces that the child must go in order to fulfill their own inner voice, their own destiny. So, there's a clear hero's journey in this film of Ruby. At the beginning, she's stuttering and mumbling and shy and not sure of herself. Part of her backstory is when she first began to speak, because she was born into a family where everybody else was deaf, she did not learn how to enunciate her words properly, and so she believes that she spoke ugly, and all the other kids made fun of her for how she spoke. So she didn't fit in, and she became somewhat self-protected, shy, introverted, and she didn't have her voice. She doubted herself. She didn't know if she was worthwhile or worthy. I can say that for my own part, I was remarkably shy as a child. I compensated by trying to excel academically. That was my way of speaking without having to speak. But I remember there was this exercise called show and tell, a very common exercise, maybe it was the second or third grade. And I dreaded it. I absolutely dreaded it, and I would pass and skip each time. All the other kids seemed to delight in showing and telling, and it struck terror into me. So I can totally identify with shy people introverted people, people who doubt themselves. And Ruby was one of those people, is one of those people at the beginning of the movie. So what we're going to do, there's so many different ways of parsing out this movie, but one of the parts that I love is just seeing the course of her journey and her development from an uncertain, self-doubting, kind, but mostly the mouthpiece of others into her own voice. And what a beautiful journey that is. So we'll pick it up where we see a glimpse of her at her first attempt to join the choir. So here we are with Ruby, the hero of Coda, at her first choir practice.
Come on. Yeah, you. The red shirt. Bless me with your birthday wishes.
You can see her body language, just the way her face is down, her shoulders are down.
Forget the words? No, don't look at them. They're not going to help you.
If you've been bullied or teased in your life for your voice, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to speak out loud. Yeah. So this is where Ruby starts. Safer alone, wanting to sing, but uncertain if people are going to mock her again. Sometimes it's safer just to be alone. Alone with the water, alone in nature. In nature, nature's kind. So, this is her sanctuary, her place of
Happy birthday to
a place where she can find her voice.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
That's heartbreaking and beautiful. That somebody with so much of a gift of a voice believes that it's not welcome in the world. She has a gift. She has something to sing about and to sing for. And because of what's happened to her, she's terrified of people. The only place where she feels like she can go and be herself is out by the lake. And she sings beautifully out by the lake. Now, it's natural to be scared. It's natural to be afraid to let anybody see you. Stepping out into the world is terrifying. And this scene just breaks my heart. I guess the question is, how many beautiful people out there in the world are scared to let their voice be heard? And it doesn't have to be singing. Singing is the metaphor. Like, we all have gifts, talents, a force of manifestation. And so often life crushes us, tells us your voice is not worthy. I don't want to hear your voice. When secretly inside we hold something so beautiful. So that's where the movie begins. So the next scene that I want to share with you is a scene where we see Ruby snag. She learns to find her voice with the help of Mr. Bernardo, the music teacher, and she performs a duet at the school choir show. It's a hit, and it's also music which her family cannot understand because they're deaf. They try, they come to the performance and they try to fit in. They try to be good sports. They try to pretend to understand. They look at all the different social cues of when they should clap or stand or snap along. And they make a good show of it. They work so hard to be a supportive family because this is Ruby, this is their daughter, or this is their sister, the brother's sister. There's the two deaf parents and a deaf brother, and they want to be supportive. They are family, and biologically, because she is hearing, because she sings, she is entering a world that they cannot understand. As much as they love her, no matter how hard they try. There's a very powerful moment in this where we see the world from the hearing person's perspective, and then it goes silent, and we experience the performance from the deaf person's perspective. And it gives us, for those of us who are hearing in the audience, incredible insight into just the divide, the chasm between the hearing and the deaf, and how hard it might be to try and bridge that divide. So we'll pick it up at that scene with the performance of the school choir, where Ruby has found her voice and starts to shine. So we're going to watch this with the subtitles. So here's Ruby looking for her parents. There they are, walking down, kind of rough and tumble, fisherman family, fishing family. That's the father, amazing character. The mother, the brother. That's the three of them. This is the brother's girlfriend right there.
Don't know, I'm Bernardo Villalobos, the choir master. Most of these kids call me Mr. V to my face. I don't know what they call me behind my back. But I'm very proud of this group, very, very proud.
so they can't hear,
So,
and they can't read lips. It's too far away.
let you see your children, which is what you came for.
So they're looking around, trying to feel included when structurally it's not built to be inclusive for them.
Ain't got no trouble in my life. No foolish dreams to make me cry. I'm never frightened or worried. I know I'll always get by.
I have a special treat. Sometimes you hear a voice and it reminds you to keep making music. Please welcome Miles Patterson and Ruby Rossi.
And we see that this is the world that they live in. Trying to hear and understand their beautiful daughter. And they don't get it. They can't hear the music. They can see other people being touched, being moved by Ruby. One woman's crying. But they can't hear. They so want to get it. And they can see that other people clap for them, for her, and they're doing their best to love and support, and they don't understand. They don't get what it is, really.
Hey, Ruby. That was so lovely.
And it's just
Great job. Great.
parents trying to understand their child
Yeah, Frank and Jackie, and this is
and
my brother Leo.
how hard it can be. That whole sequence of a child delighting in life along a path that they find inspires them, but which exists in a terrain that their parents or their family cannot go, is so beautiful and so heartbreaking. And you can see the goodwill of the family, the father, the mother, the brother. They all want to be there and be there for Ruby with all their heart. And they can't, because they can't hear the music. There are times when maybe each of us has felt like we hear a song, a certain kind of music, and we might try and explain it to a parent, family, and they may not understand as much as they want to, as much as they try. They can't. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Because for many of us who are lucky enough to have had supportive, loving families, what does the family do then? When a child in the family hears the beat of a different drum and hears music that the parents cannot hear. And it's not for want of trying. One of the most beautiful and heartbreaking scenes occurs immediately in the aftermath of this performance, where the father, who is deaf, tries in his own way to understand what he cannot understand. He tries to understand as best he can. This is the scene where Ruby's father and she sit in the back of the pickup truck while she sings, and he tries with utmost sincerity to hear and feel the music as it comes through his daughter. We'll pick up this scene as they arrive back home after the performance.
Like the sweet morning dew, I took one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. With my arms open wide, I threw away my pride. I'll sacrifice for you, dedicate my life to you. I will go where you lead, always there in time of need. And when I lose my will, you'll be there to push me up the hill. There's no looking back for us. We got love, sure enough, that's enough. You're all that I need to get by.
I'll say that scene is heartbreaking and beautiful. You can see the father trying as much as he can to hear the music that lives inside his daughter. And he knows he can't. He can't hear it. But he sees that it makes her happy. And the plot up until this point has been that Ruby is needed to stay for the family, that she cannot audition to music school. She has to stay as the interpreter for the fishing boat. She is not to chase these foolhardy dreams of music. And in that moment, under the stars, in the back of the pickup truck, the father sees, he doesn't get the music. He doesn't understand the music. He can't understand the music. But he understands that his daughter lights up when she sings. He understands that this means so much inside her. He can't hear the music, but he can feel his daughter's love. His daughter's depth of being when she sings the words. And in that moment, he decides that she will audition. They will go as a family, and they will let her go. That they will not hold her back from following what she loves. So the next day, they drive. They're 30 minutes late to the audition. And then one of the most remarkable scenes in cinema in the last 4 years, 5 years, the last decade maybe, takes place. Simple set. It's the audition hall. Nobody's supposed to be allowed in. And there's Ruby singing the song, the classic song by Joni Mitchell, On Both Sides Now. This is one of the most beautiful, heartbreaking, and heart-bursting moments in cinema in the last 10 years. There's parents seeing their daughter on stage, wanting to support her, and in that moment where she begins to sign the song, they begin to hear the poetry of the words. And they are a part of her world too. She is going to a new land, a new world, a terrain that they cannot understand, but they are not left behind. They are held in consideration. They get to participate in her beauty and her love. There's that moment where the parents are sitting patiently, and then the moment where she starts to sign, and they realize they're not losing their daughter. She's taking them with her. And then there's the moment where the somewhat arrogant or obnoxious panel of judges look back, and it all coalesces. They realize this is the family. This is somebody with a God-given voice in a family of deaf adults. It's and I think the moment hits them like it hits me. It's like the pain of having something so beautiful inside and not being able to share it with those who you love most. But in this 5 minutes of movie magic, we get the experience of the parents, the family, being able to bridge that chasm, that divide. For that moment, they see, they understand, they see their daughter and how beautiful she is. And they celebrate her. May you, wherever you are, continue to sing the music that lives inside you. And may we all find ways to bring those who we love along with us on the ride. It's natural for parents to be terrified of losing their children. May we all find ways to bring the ones we love with us on our journeys. May it be so. I think there's ways in which the message of the movie can be deeply healing for us all and offer little gateways of hope for how we might be. How can we be better children, better parents? How can we follow our dreams but not leave where we came from behind? Love to know your thoughts. How can we bring those we love along with us, even when there is a chasm that divides us? Maybe we can't ever fully succeed, but there's so much honor and dignity in the trying. Okay. Well, that's all for now. Lots of love to you wherever you are, and stay safe, be well, and see you around the universe.